What is going on? I'm blinded. My apologies for the background noise. I see a jet flying overhead. Welcome to the Unblinded Huddle, the #1 place to start your day with a daily dose of integrity-based human influence. My name's Fernando, and today's Ecosystem Merging Mastery Monday. And as we tune in, I'm looking forward to the conversations that are going to be present in these next 14 or so minutes as we drive to be here together for about 15. And thank you, to everyone that's been here many times, and to everyone that's new, hello. And we're grateful for your presence, and we're grateful for the human that invited you. And we talk about how to make more money and less time with more magic, and many other fun topics here on a regular basis. So as we get here together, we begin to share our energy. What's present on this Ecosystem Merger Mastery Monday? What is one area where when we focus our mastery and we focus our attention can make a lasting difference? What is one area? Is it fitness? Is it love? Is it relationship? Is it style? Is it time blocking? Is it journaling? Is it innovation? Is it management? Is it leadership? Is it vision? Is it X, Y, Z? What is it for you? What is one area that we can zone in on? Maybe we don't have to grow it. Maybe it's our optimal area, and we need to continue to focus our energy there. What is one area of mastery in which you can dedicate your attention to that will make the greatest difference today? What is one area of mastery where we can dedicate our energy to that will make the greatest difference today? And with that, I hear a noise in the back. Sean, are you here with us?
I am. I'll be on camera in 10 seconds. But good morning. Good morning, everybody. How's it going out there on this Mastery Monday for you? And Fernando, how are you, sir?
My heart is full. I am present to a beautiful movement. Gratitude for a wonderful family. Gratitude for being unblinded. Grateful for the humans in my life. Grateful for you, Sean. Grateful for everyone on this call. I'm grateful to Craig from SoCal saying he wants to focus on vision. We have Jack Reeder, influencing and integrity. Charlie Collins is talking about time blocking. Karen is saying action. Matthew Orman, time blocking. Ronnie, collaboration. Kelly Hanna, making sure we energize properly and are in state. So the movement is here, and we're here with you, Sean. Over to you.
So good morning, everybody. I'm feeling profoundly impacted, would be the best way. So I haven't sat in the seat of somebody being the recipient of content, of teaching, of training, of coaching meaningfully in a little bit, because I'm a platinum partner and Lion in the world of Tony Robbins. And it's very event driven. Tony just did a challenge that he did a fantastic job of. But in terms of, receiving that level of focus, coaching from Tony, it's been a bit. And I want to share with you some of the insights from it. So first of all, it was fun. It was just fun. And how do you feel? Let's put in there, truly. I say learning. I say innovation. All right, learning, innovation. Please put in chat, what's your reflexive word for it? What is it? Mine is fun. Mine is easy. Mine is exponential acceleration. Mine is excitement. How do you feel about learning? Because at one point, I didn't feel that way about learning. Learning for me at one point felt overwhelming. It felt uncomfortable. It felt like something I wanted to avoid. So where does that sit for you presently? And I was very present to that this weekend. It was like, I felt like it was like breathing. It was food. It was nurturing. It was fulfilling to not only learn new things, but to be confronted with the things that I could be putting into place at a higher level. Like all of those things are present for me, and it was extraordinary. Just sharing a little bit of fun and the inside of it. Being at Tony's house, it's surreal. At one point he was, for me, somebody that was a just a coach and trainer. I read his book. I fell in love with Awaken the Giant Within and his work. And I, at one point, dreamed someday of, wow, imagine meeting him. And I went to a seminar and I sat, 50 rows back in 1998 and was there with thousands of people and was blown away, and it changed my life. It's what sent me on the journey of realizing that influence is a superpower. It was called this competitive edge program that day, as other days, changed my life, because I already had, as you do, many organizational structures, skill sets, understandings that mattered, and were ready to be simply assembled in a certain way, right? I had the raw materials. I had much of the machinery built inside of me in terms of self-mastery, in terms of having been coached as an athlete, the directness of coaching, the understanding of implementation, of training and growth. So those things were there. And he put those things together for me. So just walking into his house is a mind-blowing experience, and this is the fourth time I've been inside of one of Tony's homes, and second time in Florida at his primary residence in Palm Beach. And I'm not moved by things, and Tony's home and everything about his world is extraordinary. But I am present to what it would create to create those things. And I don't think Tony is particularly moved by things either. And, I find his value structure to be unbelievable, his contribution to be incredible. And so, that was present walking in, on a fun note, Fernando and everybody, I created a scotoma, I think, for some, because people were bowling, at Tony's house. He's got a bowling alley, and other people were doing some different things. So I got the bowling ball, I threw it down the lane, and on my first attempt, Fernando, I threw a strike right down the middle with Tony Robbins standing 6 social distancing folk out there 6 feet away. So 6 feet away. And then he went absolutely bananas when I threw a strike, and was using it as an unbelievable metaphor for people in life. So I won't say about me, I'll say what he said. He's like, people run around making excuses for everything. I'm not warmed up. I can't yet. I don't know. I'm not sure. He goes, and this blind guy picks up a bowling ball and walks down there like owning the lane and fires a strike right down the middle of the lane.
Of course.
And, yeah. And so, well, Fernando, what are you thinking?
What I'm thinking is that my heart is full, and there's like no shock or surprise. There's like no shock or surprise. That is Sean Callagy and his Callagy-ness doing what he does. And I am not confused that was not luck, that was preparation met opportunity, and you having the self-mastery to step in.
Yeah. So it was beautiful and incredible. And it was just fun. It was fun to connect with the other Lions. So many guys, unbelievably successful people more successful than I am financially, people who have created things that I haven't created, and to be in that beautiful space, humbling space. I mean, to be in Tony's presence and to think of the impact and things he's created. Like, how does that show up for you? When you're in Unblinded, how does it show up for you when you hear somebody who's created so much more financial, 10, 50, 100 times, 1,000 times the financial abundance you've created? What does that bring up for you? Does it bring up any degree of envy? Does it bring up inspiration? Does it bring up trying to make somebody else wrong? And these are really important things for each of us to examine. There's probably a moment for me, being Candle Weekend, where I found myself, my significance funny bone was tickled slightly. And I was like, wow, that's weird, because that doesn't happen much. But it was, and I got curious and leaned into it, my self-mastery. So how does that show up for you? And where does that show up for you? And where is it that you're really in a beautiful heart-centered space of stepping into your like your greatness and your love of yourself. And so, just kind of taking you a little bit more through the process of this weekend. I was very present to, and I'll give you a couple of my top takeaways. So one, I was very present to, and I'm going to share a lot this entire week about the experience because it was remarkably and unbelievably powerful. And it reminded me and made me present to the power of immersion. And right now in Corona, it is challenging to be present like to the power of immersion because immersive experiences are different, and I was in an in-person immersive experience, and there's not many of us that are having that experience right now. And it was powerful. The ability to be with people together collectively on a mission to contribute, impact the world and impact lives, to grow their own businesses, to share and free inside of them your greatness. Like that dynamic collectively, energetically is incredibly valuable. And we've been beginning to prepare for doing an immersive experience and a blinded virtually. And Tony's going big time virtual, coming up. And all of the events for 2020 are canceled for him. And that's just the reality right now, unless we create smaller experiences. And so we're gonna do something immersively, collectively, and we may do something in person for more for smaller groupings. So for me, the power of language though was critical, and I want to offer this to you. I shared it on the mastery call that a new distinction for me that I offer to you is, and I'm very sensitive to language, but I'm also present to like the language of competition. I'm an athlete. We talk about lightning bolts and disruption, and those things are present. And do we find them more than we need to? I was examining that inside of me. Can you examine that inside of you? Can you view your acceleration as a place of, as Grace said last week, of flow, and bringing flow present into our conversation? That it doesn't have to be, I was thinking of, as I language this well, I'll give it to you. So this was present for me. I probably typed this 100 times over the weekend. I had my laptop. I kept typing it. Every time there was a moment of thought, I kept like reinforcing it to my nervous system, typing like 100 times. And it was, it could be we and unblinded. It could be you and your company as a we, or you as an I. I co-create, or we co-create, depending on the context, simple, fun, and magical micro distinctions and frictionlessness that free exponential abundance. Like I co-create simple, fun, and magical micro distinctions and frictionlessness that free exponential abundance. I co-create micro distinctions. I co-create simple, fun, and magical micro distinctions and frictionlessness that free exponential abundance. And so, like, the language of that was so critical to me. At Caligy Law, we talk about being caring, urgent, and aggressive. Caring, urgent, and aggressive. And I don't want to slow anybody's urgency and disruption, and we want the power of that language. But what if we begin with a base camp that it's easy? It's easy. And that it's easy doesn't take us into a space of inaction. That easy doesn't take us into a space of slowing down, but of experiencing, and being aware that we have the absolute ability to create in-zone action, but to experience that energetically in a new and profound way. And so when I thought about the sentence that I'm freeing exponential abundance, the first word I had in there was unlocking. So I developed this over probably 50 edits, by the way, that sentence. And this wasn't taught, like this wasn't something Tony taught specifically or anybody taught specifically. It was the distinctions that I was like creating. I'm like, I'm going to create my most important core breakthrough for me, or, freeing for me, And when I said the word free exponential abundance, originally it was unlock. And like, doesn't unlock feel more challenging than freeing something? Like, isn't unlocking more challenging than freeing? And at least it is for me. And then I thought about statements of like urgency and aggression, and I was replacing them with things like simple, fun, and magical. Like, it just felt easier. And the way that we use language at all times, creating such a profound impact on what we recognize, how things are showing up for us in the world. You know, the words like, I'm confused, I don't understand. And this did come up directly in language. Even leaving behind, yeah, I got to figure that out. Yeah, I got to figure this out. Even figuring it out, there's effort to figuring something out. It feels like math class, right? And I don't know that we all resonate with math class that simply. And there's another distinction. Sometimes we language things in ways that make us feel more significant for having done it. You know, so for me, I know it's exciting to jump into the moment, and I pride myself on athletic moments from my past and things that other people, I believe, would have not done. It makes me feel good to have created unique outcomes. But in having created the beliefs I have about myself, are there things that I need, that I have the opportunity, not even need to, because need is a powerful word, they have the opportunity to leave behind? Like, does it have to feel effort-filled to free abundance? No, it doesn't. It no longer has to. You know, your skill sets have progressed to a place where you can free exponential abundance without something being effort filled. Yeah, but like, I'm like scared of calling somebody I don't know, or I'm scared of what they might say. And I really have to like figure out this like unique identity thing. And I got to figure this out. And where are you stacking the figuring it out, the I don't understands, the I'm confused, the like somebody else is saying they're confused, I've got to unconfuse them. Like, where is the stacking of these things? And is any of it true? And how is it serving you? Because everything we're doing is serving us. When I'm saying, you know, I'm going to go crush it, I'm going to like break, like I'm serving myself, because that's what it sounded like on the athletic field. And I got a lot of benefit and validation from those athletic fields. But is that a model? Like, I know I could pick that model up if I need to protect, if I need to, like, something's coming up and there's something needs to be done, or even am I finding spaces where I need to protect, to go into that space, to feel that way? So that's a lot. Like, that took me days to unpack. And I'm giving you that to start your Monday morning. And I get that you didn't just come out of a 3-day immersive experience. I'm present to that. So this week, we're going to be unpacking that reality of the layers of language and where language and perspective is serving us. You know, where is it serving us to say, I don't understand, to make us ourselves feel safe, to avoid maybe things we're afraid about, or we might experience failure and rejection. Like, where is that showing up for you? Because it was definitely showing up for me. Like, the secondary gains I was getting by the language I was choosing. So it's present to that language, right? And one more time, right? We could say for we together here at Unblind, this ecosystem, we co-create simple, fun, and magical micro distinctions that free exponential abundance. We co-create simple, fun, and magical micro distinctions that free exponential abundance in people's time, in people's money, in people's magic, in sales meetings, ecosystem mergers, speaking, sales, disposable income, and contribution. That's like through a 10 by 10, through a real raw, through your speaking engagements, through your leadership, people you love and care about, the people you're communicating with. That's what you're doing. Like, that's what we're doing here. It's not saying that we're not, by the way, creating more money, time, and magic. We are. But it's in flow. It's effortless. And the only place we find it to be effort filled is where we have meanings, like where we have meanings that are harmful. Like, oh, well, somebody said no, or somebody said they don't understand. And what does that do for you, to you, and for you to step into that frame in any way, shape, or form? What does it do to you with your kids, your relationships, everything, your health, the things in your life? So I was very present to that. And I'm going to pause in a moment, but I will deliver this final piece. And this was Tony Robbins' direct advice to me. And it was after an hour intervention in front of the group. And this was something he pulled me aside privately and held my face and said incredibly beautiful things to me. He just said, you know, Sean, he's like, be a little kinder to yourself. Just be a little kinder to yourself. Sean, be a little kinder to yourself. He just kept repeating it. And I would offer that to you. And that offering, it took a lot to get to that moment from 23 years. It took a lot to get to a place of the things that that man shared with me and his perspectives about me and seeing me. And I see you. And I see me in you. And I see me in you in sitting, believing, and trusting with your time this morning about what's going to happen through the time we spend here. And I see me and you if you're in full heart-centered belief in yourself and everything that's accelerating. And I see me and you if you're in doubt and fear. I see me and you if you're tired. I see me and you if you feel like giving up on yourself, on your dreams and settling. I see me and you if you're like, well, let me try something else. You know, let me focus more on, you know, my health. Let me really get my health straight first, then I'll grow my business. Let me get my relationship straight first, then I'll grow my business. And I'm not saying you have to do anything. It's all choice and freedom. But just make sure the choices and the freedom of decision that you're using, the meaning you're attaching to things, that you're loving yourself, that you're being kind to yourself, that you're making things flow more easily. And I want to really acknowledge Grace for the beginning of bringing that even more present in this space of our ecosystem of Blinded. And that happened for a reason. And it was so repetitively present to me over the weekend. And yeah, like that's present here. And none of that changes a word we've said or the meaning of any word we've said. It may make the languaging slightly simpler and easier and less heavy. And let's all be present to where the language and the meaning we're attaching feels heavier. And let's make it lighter. Let's change not our zone action, unless like our zone action is our zone action. Zone action is the most efficient action step you can take today to free exponential abundance, in all the areas we talk about. Like it's present, it's there, you know where it is. To merge ecosystems, to rise in mastery, and have fun and experience the magic. So Fernando, brother, and everybody out there, you know, my heart is full. Those aren't words. Like my heart is full. My love for you is present, and that includes you, Fernando. I love you, and I am grateful for you. And any final from you,
Sean, final. We love you as well. And we're here to co-create fun, simple, and magical micro distinctions in frictionlessness that free exponential abundance. Thank you, and happy Mastery Monday, everyone.
yeah, have an amazing day. Be kind to yourself.